Hi, Michelle Glass here. Welcome back to our final episode in our Chapter 5, Lecture 5 video series. Our topic here is integumentary repair. Specifically, we're looking at the repair of the cutaneous membrane, which remember is made up of two layers, the epidermis above and the dermis below. Now, we're able to repair our skin, cutaneous membrane, because there are stem cells present in both of those layers. Now, remember, a stem cell is a cell that is mitotically active. That means it's able to do cell division. So that means it is able to make more of the same. It's able to replace damaged cells. Okay, so let's get started. All right, the first phase is the inflammation phase. So upon injury, you have a special type of cell called a mast cell, which is going to trigger inflammation. Now, we'll be talking about mast cells more when we get into AMP2. So you'll see them again. When you have inflammation to an area, one of the key things that's happening is you are increasing blood flow to that damaged area. So that's going to bring with it the factors for blood clotting. It's going to bring with it special phagocytic cells that are going to be important in targeting and removing any possible pathogens, as well as cleaning up damaged tissue. Our second phase is called the migration phase, and this is when the scab is allowing the epidermal cells to migrate along the base of the wound. So the scab is formed with the blood clot as well as some of that other broken tissue. Notice your epidermal cells are coming down the base of the scab so that we're able to kind of seal off that wound, and then we're going to be building up that epidermal tissue. In addition to having these epidermal cells migrating along the wound, we also have a group of macrophages. This is one of our special types of phagocytic cells that is going to remove debris as well as any pathogens. Remember, phagocytosis is talking about cell eating. And then we also see a special type of cell here called a fibroblast. A blast cell is a building cell, so a fibroblast is building fibers. So what we're going to see here is that these cells are laying down the collagen fibers, which will act as like a scaffold or a framework for that the epithelial tissue of the epidermis to kind of build upon. The third phase is the proliferation phase, and this is where the epidermis is going to be forming underneath the scab, and again, it's going to be growing on that collagen scaffold, which has been produced by those fibroblast cells. We see also in this case that those macrophages have effectively removed any debris, as well as possible pathogens that might have penetrated here in this damaged area. And ultimately, what we're going to see happening is as the epidermis is formed, you're going to push off that scab so that we're going to see it just being pushed off the body. And our final phase is the scarring phase, and this is where those fibroblasts continue to form that collagen fiber scaffold, which is forming that scar tissue. So scar tissue is marked by two things. Number one, it has an increase in the number of collagen fibers as opposed to what it had at the beginning or what we see on the surrounding tissue. And then the second thing is that we have fewer blood vessels in this particular area. So that might be one of the reasons that you'll see kind of a lighter color associated with scarring sometimes. Okay, and that is it for Chapter 5.